So we're taking a moment, since it's a little windy outside, to demonstrate another one of my favorite weed techniques in terms of keeping weeds at bay. And that is doing an understory cover crop with your taller plantings. So plants like peppers or tomatoes, cucumbers, and other plants. These are things that, because they grow vertically, you can plant a cover crop underneath them. And instead of having bare ground around your plants, you can actually grow fertilizer for your next season at the same time as you're growing food this season. So this technique takes a couple of management skills. The first management skill is timing. If you plant the cover crop too early and it gets too thick and well established, you might have a hard time transplanting main crops in. So you don't want to get the cover crop started too much before your main crop will be going into the ground. This is also where, though, the taller your transplants that you can put out, the easier it is to get them going along with a cover crop. The second management strategy that it requires is just kind of keeping an eye on things. And if the cover crop begins to impinge a bit too much on the main crop, is to go through with a hand scythe, and you can very easily mimic grazing nature, and you can give your main crop a little bit more breathing room and a little bit more light just by going through and cutting down the cover crop. And also, whenever you do this, it gives you a chance to get just a couple little straggler weeds that the cover crop hasn't quite yet suppressed. So it won't completely eliminate your need for weeding, but you can get weeding done in a fraction of the time while keeping a lot of weeds at bay and also growing fertilizer for your next season's food rotation. Another big benefit of the cover crops, especially if you're in a hotter climate, is bare ground underneath plants. At least here in Kentucky in the hot summer, I have done temperature readings of bare soil that have gotten into the 120 degree range. And that's really, really stressful for your plants. And so that bare ground loses water really, really quickly. That heat causes a lot of stress for the plant roots. And so when I've done that bare soil 120, I've gone around and also temperature measured the soil under areas we had cover cropped beneath plants. And it was often 30 to 40 degrees cooler underneath the cover crop than it was underneath the main planting.